December 20th, 2017. Everything happened yesterday. I cleaned out my storage unit in Chicago. I drove back to Michigan with Matilda. I started my period. LOL, that's everything. Opening the storage unit was hard without my keys. Felice and I both have a storage unit on the same floor of that godforsaken first world embarrassment, and our keys got mixed up. I had the keys to his storage unit, and he had the keys to mine. Go figure. One minute but important detail, it was his fault. So in order to get into my storage unit, I had to call a locksmith. $100 later. Felice Venmo'd me that cash, of course. I hope he really ends up paying for this, and not just monetarily. I can't lie. Sitting down and writing this morning is not something I'm eager to do. Last night was not easy for me. My arrival back to my mom and my stepdad, Gary's house, brought all that was left of my life in Chicago and placed it in piles near the front door. It coaxed a splintering awareness of how over that time in my life is. Life happens in phases, and the reality of my present must reveal itself. And it cannot do so without first pointing out all that is gone. I went through the boxes with wet cheeks. I found pages of you full with optimism and admiration. Feelings that I have to scold away even today, even after all the bullshit you've caused. It's a game on my heart. My mom sat near me with tears in her eyes. She mentioned growing out my hair, like it would be some kind of cure. But I cut off my hair so I wouldn't have to see who I was. I didn't want to look in the mirror and see me. Sometimes I still feel that way, even though it's been months since that haircut. I had a tall dresser in my storage unit. Guess where that ended up? Felice's storage unit down the hall from mine because, I had his key by mistake. I couldn't possibly have been bothered to maneuver throwing it away. Like I said before, his fault. When I went into his storage unit, I saw his shoes, our record collection, a dress he began making me but never finished. I wanted to cling to it all, insert the overdone simile like a child to their blanket. I wanted to rest my head on her dirty, worn-out sneaker, put my dress on over my turtleneck and jeans, hold a record and imagine it playing. I fall in love too easily. I fall in love too fast. But I left the dress lifeless in the trash bag full of all the other scraps. I pulled the door down and locked it. I can hardly keep my breath steady thinking about being surrounded by physical remnants of you. After finishing going through my things, I loaded this stuff to be donated into the back of Mom's car and took the rest to my room downstairs. Mom and I talked a bit more. Basically just reaffirming that my expectations of you were probably for someone 10 years older. My mom said that while I was out maneuvering myself a career for when I graduated, you were busy playing video games and engaging in weightless philosophical talks. I bet you never expected toying with someone's mind and their idea of monogamy to blow up in such a way. This is a lesson that will affect every single person you love from now on, and this is not the purpose I wanted to serve in your life. There are ribbons of you that extend from the depths of my gut. They feel bottomless and falling, caressed by an invisible force like velvet to touch. My ribbons flow outward in ripples now. Like they missed their father, they've become gray and so unwelcoming, enveloping a solo agenda. One day, my ribbons will wrap around someone new. When I think of New York, I see a street for you to make a new memory on. I see a new corner for you to turn and discover something else. I see a winter for you to be gray and empty. I see a spring for you to feel alive again. Knowing these are moments you think you can afford to have without me feels like a punishment I do not deserve. This whole thing has been me asking you to go where I need you to go and taking 75% of the steps and then refusing to move forward. I will not forget this short stick I've been left with. I would not have asked anything of you that I wouldn't have been capable of myself. When you are ready to be the man I needed or even the friend, I won't need you anymore. XOC.